And welcome back to the JT Writer Die podcast. This is our 10th episode. So, this is a podcast for Justin Timberlake fans, by Justin Timberlake fans. And I think it's special because it's our 10th episode and we're celebrating his birthday today. So, we have some birthday information. Hopefully, if the stars align, you'll be seeing this on the 31st, which is his birthday. And we're just going over some things that we thought were really great about his book, since it's very insightful. I think it's one of the better memoirs out there. So I guess to start off, we had some just fun facts about the year he was born. Reading these might make some people feel old. I don't know. The number one song in the U.S. was "The Tide Is High" by Blondie. I think I know that song.
I think it's "The Tide Is High."
Is that okay? The number one song in the UK was "Imagine" by John Lennon. Yeah, definitely know that song. That was big that year. The biggest movie at the box office was Raiders of the Lost Ark. I'll be honest, I have never completely seen that movie, but I know it was a big deal. Now, this is actually one of my favorite horror movies that were released on August 21st. And I included this because... Why did I include this? I was listening to True Blood when I was going through his birthday facts, and they were just like random. An American Werewolf in London was released, and I know he likes movies, so there's movie trivia. It was a big deal back then for visual effects and makeup. It's actually really scary. The top-rated TV show that year was Dallas. I have never seen that show a day in my life. I have heard so much about it. You don't know about it.
It was a big deal back then, yeah.
It was
Fun fact, it was the number one TV show in 83 as well. So from 81 to 83, it was still the number one show.
Mm-hmm.
Saying a lot. I'm sure. I feel like that's a show Mama Lynn probably watched back in the day. I think all of our, I think all of our moms did. And I mean, obviously, we get to. I don't know why I didn't talk about his birthday first, but we're gonna do it now. So he was born on January 31st, 1981. He was a night baby, 6:30 p.m. in Memphis, Tennessee. I wonder how, Kels, you where did they have that
at? They had it on. I forgot what the website is, but it's like an astrological website, and you have to put in the date and the time that you were born.
Oh.
And I had used it, so I looked up his to see if it was on there, and somebody had his exact time of birth and everything too. So I was like, oh, sweet.
I wonder if it's accurate. That is cute.
That is cute.
Yeah.
No, it's just cute. He was a night baby. He was born in Memphis, Tennessee. He is the Aquarius sign. It's an air sign that is known for being futuristic, extremely unique. Now, it's funny because, yes, I mean, he is very innovative in future thinking, but the man said he can't handle an Android or an iPhone. No tea, no shade. I'm kind of getting tired of hearing him say that.
It's part of the Aquarius sign.
But even though he's very unique, he's a great team player. Aquariuses are known for being extremely hardworking and are constantly looking to build privacy and authenticity. So I feel like that is very much him.
That is very much him.
Right. Aquariuses are great. I kind of feel like as a Scorpio, we kind of like to eat them for lunch, but they're great people. Kels, you had some things that happened on his birthday. Did you want to read those?
Yes. Well, we all know Justin is a big sports fanatic, so I included some of the sports stuff that happened in Tennessee because we know he was born in Tennessee. So for instance, there was construction was underway on the Vanderbilt University football stadium. Also, Gene Dixon, who's a professional golfer, and I'm going to probably mess up the name of this town, but it's Murfreesboro. He scored a 68 in the first round on the Capital City Golf Association at McCabe Golf Course. Also, the New York Yankees owner, George Steinbrenner, he had brokered a deal for Nashville Sounds president Larry, again, I'm not good at names, I'm sorry guys, but Schmittu. They announced a 5-year working agreement between the two clubs, and we know that Justin loves New York City and Tennessee, so that was a good correlation between the two. And Julia Smith Gibbons became the first woman to serve on a state trial court in Tennessee. And then also back to sports, Smokin' Joe Frazier, who is the former heavyweight champ for boxing, visited Nashville as part of a promotional campaign for Natural Light beer. And those are some
Natty Light.
Yeah, Natty Light.
Does anybody remember when Justin did the Michael McDonald impersonation with the Bud Light with lime?
Yeah.
Do you guys remember that? That reminded me of that, so I thought it was funny.
That is so funny.
Still my favorite impersonation that he does because it's
He does it spot on too. It's so good.
Michael McDonald
And he did that, like, on the spur of the moment too. He's so creative.
Oh yeah.
All right, so that was some fun stuff that happened. I still think he was probably like the coolest thing that happened that day. They just didn't know it, but
You just didn't know it.
Nothing will top that.
just didn't know
No,
it yet.
nothing can top that. No.
So now this was kind of cool. This festival, Jenny's gonna tell you about. I would like to go, but there was no preparation. There was no time. I don't like any of the other people. I had no more monies. Jenny, please tell us about the next festival this man has announced.
The next one is the Bottle Rock Festival in Napa Valley. It'll be from May 23rd to 25th. He's scheduled for Saturday, the 24th. He's the headliner. And I checked the tickets, and all the VIP are sold out. So if you want tickets, it's only general admission left. So hurry up and get your tickets.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I hate festivals.
At least the weather there is like probably perfect.
Oh yeah, in May. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, look, if I had
It'd be
5
nice.
points and hadn't spent it on the tour, like that
Mhm.
VIP would be freaking amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I would just not want to see anybody else. I really wish he would bring back the club tours. I feel like that would
Oh
a
yeah.
lot of
Yeah.
issues.
What he did for
Um,
Future Sex Love Sounds.
It probably would be a bloodbath, but I feel like it would, Ticketmaster already sucks, so.
Yeah. Oh, I can't imagine what the club tours with Ticketmaster would do.
Right. And I really thought he was booked solid. So I was like, I didn't see him announcing any more
Right.
festivals, but we were surprised. So if you see a
Mhm.
gap in the schedule, then we can put a festival in it, apparently.
Oh, I'm sure.
All right. So we went over some little things about his birthday. So we decided to kind of like discuss his book a little bit. I think the book is very insightful into important moments in his life, the creative process. I appreciate it because it really doesn't have any like tabloidish moments. That's really not what this book is about. So the first thing, we're all just gonna talk about some little pieces we like about the book. The first thing is a favorite quote. My notes are out of order. So who wants to read their favorite quote from the book? Don't all go at once.
I have, mine is, that's why I love entertainment in all forms. It's connection disguised as escapism. I thought that was, there was a lot of quotes that were similar to that.
Yeah.
There were a
Like
lot.
a lot.
There are a lot of good
There's a
ones.
lot of deep shit, and I was like,
Mhm.
man, I like this.
Yeah.
Man, I like this.
Mhm.
That.
It was hard to choose one because there were so many good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There were so
What
many
you got,
good ones.
Kelsey?
To connect with an audience, you have to come down from the stage, and the people in the room, in the stadium, have to feel like they've been raised up. You have to meet them in the middle.
She took my quote.
I'm sorry.
It's like, here are the notes. We got to read them backwards, but the youth is that quote. I thought that was so great, being what we experienced.
Yes, it makes perfect. He always comes up from the middle. It makes so much sense.
Yeah.
I love that.
Well, I don't have to go now. So.
I'll wait for you, Janira. Sorry.
Did you have a backup one?
I did not. Mm-hmm. Oh, I mean, it's kind of not a quote, but like a funny story. But like he says that like this UPS guy and this guy like came up to him on the New York street to talk about like dick in a box.
Yes.
Yes.
And made a joke about putting his dick in a box for a gift, but he was actually very relieved that the UPS man, because they wear tiny shorts, wasn't the one that actually made the joke, because that would have been very scary. I thought that was funny.
That was funny.
No, I didn't have a backup quote. I just like that quote that Kelsey said because, you know, we do. Man of the Woods had something similar, but you can really see like all the different angles that he's put into everything. I thought, Forget Tomorrow Will Soar. And I always tell people there's never a bad seat in the house, because what he doesn't see from the stage, he sees from the monolith. What he doesn't see from the monolith, he sees from B stage. Mm-hmm. So there's always a chance at something. So yep, that was my quote.
Oh, well, that's good. I mean, at least you both have the same quote. You guys are very similar in that aspect.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Kels, what's your quote?
I had so in the intro, I really liked when he was talking about connections. So I was torn between going with that one because it was so good and so true, but I think I'm going to go with the other one. And it was, he said, if you feel something in your heart when you listen to my music, laugh at me when I'm being a buffoon, or if you recognize yourself in a performance I gave in a film, it's because whatever that feeling is, I felt it in my heart first, and then I figured out how to share it with you. And
I love that one too.
That just sums him up, and why I think so many people relate to him as fans, because he really does make us feel everything, you know? I was looking for something to talk to somebody about how his music makes me feel. It's not because, you know, he's a good looking guy, because he is, but he could be a good looking guy and not make you feel anything with his music, you know? So it's different with him. And so this quote, I think, really summed it up, because he does take you on a journey and you just like feel different with his music. You know, I feel like everybody could relate to something, even though it's a different song that touches you, we can all understand the same feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed. Yeah, that's a great quote. All right, so next we have story. So it's a little different. I mean, we did two of these, but the story was it's any story from the book. What was your favorite story?
I'll go first, I guess.
I don't know why. No, y'all talk about Justin all day. We put a camera in front of you now.
My favorite story was probably the Al Green story, where he had to call him and he was late because he was in the bathtub. I just thought that was funny.
That was hilarious.
That was so good.
That was so good.
But Justin basically had to put together a performance because there was a cancellation. So he was backstage and got a list of all the presenters and threw together Al Green and I think it was Keith Urban on the guitar, and then Boyz II Men helped the vocal arrangements on the performance. Yeah. So he's just a professional. He just did it in within 2 hours maybe?
Yeah, I think it was 2 hours.
And that is
and then Al Green just came in and just did it within minutes with them.
Yeah, he's like, oh, sorry, I was in the tub, and they called me. That was so good.
Yeah, and that's such a good performance. Kelsey, what do you got? I'm gonna let you go first just in case. Maybe I'll have to go again. No.
I've heard this story before, but it's one of my favorites. It's when him and Timberlake created Sexy Back. I never get tired of hearing that story because it's like so easy. And they came up with it so quick because Justin wanted a different sound for Future Sex Love Sounds, and how he had to defend it for the record company. The record company's like, no, this isn't going to be a hit. And he's like, yeah, it is. And he put it out, and it's one of the biggest songs of his career. So I never get sick and tired of listening to that story and how he tells it.
Story.
It's a great story.
Yeah, I
Love
think
it.
it's a great story of when you believe in something, you know, you might have to follow it off a cliff, but it'll pay off because, wow,
Yeah.
Mhm.
wow,
For
did that
sure.
pay off?
For
And that's
sure.
a good example of why you shouldn't doubt Justin. He knows. Okay. Let's let him
He
go with
definitely
some stuff.
does.
Yeah.
So the story I chose it was kind of based off, I happened to be reading the book at the same time this like Twitter fight broke out. But it was a story about where he was talking about where his like inspiration comes from for a song that he really doesn't, you know, write lyrics down, and that
Mhm.
writing a song is not something that you do to please everyone, that it's more of like a journey, and that sometimes he doesn't like really understand until later where a song comes from. And that story clicked with me because you know, a playful argument broke out about the origins of strawberry bubblegum on Twitter. He
Yep.
gave a very nice sanitized version of the song, and I think it's like the first lines of the song, and then that was it. And
Mhm.
I was like, I don't really even think he wants to revisit where that song came. He knows, but he doesn't always say. So I just like that because, you know, you can kind of tell in some of the songs he'll start out over here and he'll kind of wind up over there. And you can feel, especially I think which strawberry bubblegum comes from the 2020 experience, you can always kind of feel that gradual journey of a storyteller sometimes
Mhm.
throughout those songs. Because they have a lot of peaks and hills and valleys and hooks and all of that. So I really enjoyed that. Because I was like, yeah, I can tell. I can tell from that song, and I can tell from the whole album that that's his thinking process. Kels, what did you have?
So I guess this is going to sum it up. This is coming from my mom perspective, but the story where he was talking about when he first got into songwriting, and it went where he left Mickey Mouse Club because it was over and he went back to school and he was throwing himself into many activities like basketball. He was like
Mhm.
student council president, like all this stuff. And he was bored. Like he just couldn't find enough activities to, you know, take up his time. And everybody was saying that, you know, he had an issue and they were telling his mom, and his mom was the only one that was like, no, he's bored. He's not overwhelmed. He doesn't have enough to do. And then she took him from there to, you know, learn about songwriting and Nashville and all of that other stuff. But it was just such a great insight on looking at Mama Lynn, because she has really been his biggest supporter and has, you know, pushed him in the directions he needs to go in, whether he knows it or not, and that type of thing. And she's just always been there for him and his number one fan. And I just love that story because it shows both of their characters together and their relationship together.
Well, I also like that story. That was actually my surprise story. So this is going great.
Oh man.
We're
And I was like,
telepathically sending each other.
the next story.
Oh, he's bet 0. Both of us are done.
But it's interesting to see, like, this was the kind of stuff that as we were reading that, you know, that fans would connect with. I thought it was, and this will transition into our next topic. Our next topic was a surprise story or fact you learned. I just thought it was like really interesting because, I mean, that wasn't the total story, because right after that, he talks about how he liked, and let me back up. It makes sense because now we know, you know, he's always suffered from ADHD, and ADHD children you have to keep very busy or they get very bored very quickly. So he was talking about how he would get in trouble, how he started bringing, what did he say, tobacco? He didn't bring cigarettes, he would bring a whole tobacco.
For the first time.
Right.
Why was he bringing tobacco? What? Anyway.
Like chew tobacco.
Oh
And
yeah.
then he started making kids laugh so that they wouldn't bully him.
Mm-hmm.
And he uses his, to me, it's a strange term. He uses the term often that laughter like carbonated him.
Mhm.
So instantly, my brain he talks about like rockets, and I'm thinking rockets and takeoff and carbonation.
Space.
And I'm like, is that what he's always talking about when he's talking about lighting people like rockets is carbonation? Like, it's crazy. When you read the book, he's always talking about carbonating people. I'm like, this is different. Different, but insightful.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was really interesting that next to music, he states laughing as something, as making something that's very, that's very SNL. So that was surprising to me. So what else did you guys find surprising?
A surprising story I had was I've heard him talk about it before, that he doesn't write lyrics down, which takes a lot of talent to be able to remember something and like apply it later on. So that part wasn't surprising, but what was surprising to me in the book was when I was reading about that, and he was like, he doesn't write lyrics down, but then it was like, but, and then in the next line it was like, you can't always plan for it, you know, that type of thing. So like sometimes lyrics will get written down or whatever, but it's an instinctive thing that you have, and I just feel like that's, again, it describes him very well because everything is like instinctive for him, and he is amazing out of it. Between the ADHD and the OCD, he has that mind that can just create. And so of course he doesn't write lyrics down, because if they're worth remembering, he'll remember them and he doesn't need to look back at them. And I was like, oh, okay, this is typical Justin. So
Jenny, what surprise fact did you have?
Mine was that he held on to mirrors for years between Future Sex Love Sounds and 2020. And I just want to say, if there are any other songs that are like that or masterpieces, please release them.
Please.
Stop holding on to them.
Please.
As in everything I thought it was part 2.
Yeah, and he also has more songs written with Chris Stapleton that are involved. So like either Chris could release them or he could release them.
We need them.
Just release all the songs.
Right. I remember him saying in an interview that, you know, he did the 100 and a lot of them weren't good. And I feel like if that's how you felt about mirrors, look how that paid off. Maybe we should just give it a try. Just drop them and walk away. Just drop them and walk away. That's all I'm saying. We won't judge. Well, I wouldn't, you know. Anyway. Kelsey, what did you have?
Well, Kels kind of took mine. It was the fact that he doesn't write his lyrics down.
I love we did not share any of what we were going to say.
We did not. So. This is the first time we're all sharing this.
Okay. And I even told a piece of that story 10 minutes ago. So.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, that's great. I swear, Justin, we did read throughout the book, because if you're looking at what we're talking about, we're only looking at the first couple of pages, and someone's probably like, they didn't read the whole book, did they? No, we did read the whole book.
We
did good stuff in the first few pages. All right, so anyone can answer this, because he talks about this, talks about all of it. This is just fun. I wanted to do what our favorite, my notes are out of order. Yep, nope.
It's photo.
It's photo time.
Photo time.
So I had 2. So my favorite one, no. Oh. My first favorite one is this one, actually. Sorry, it's gonna be a while. It's funny how it cuts out.
That's the head of him.
There we go. It's a one of him in the studio. I really like that one. And the one behind me, which is crazy, because I didn't really like that haircut, but I really like the way done.
Okay, let me see if I can get mine. That one?
Oh, yeah.
Just that slipper.
Yeah.
Did you have 3, Jenny?
Yeah, I'll show 2.
I thought show 3.
Oh my goodness, what the heck? I like this one too.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Can I send these to you? Okay. What else y'all got?
All right, so this is my number one. I did have three. I don't know if you can see that, but this is my
That's so cute.
favorite one with him and Silas.
And the
It
overall.
just shows them so playful together and like how he's a good dad. But then I also love this one of him and his grandfather.
That one is cute.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great one. And the last one is not him, but it's the Shelby Forest store. I just think the picture is so cute.
I want to go there and take a picture. Is this it's still there, right? They didn't tear it down. Okay. There.
I love how we always go with the aim, and I always put, let's do one, and no one ever does one. It never.
Yeah.
Well, one of them I have is Janira's background, funny enough, so I'm not going to share that one.
Wow.
I can if you want.
Which is like behind Janira.
It's this one.
That was Debbie.
I throw that one.
Oh, that's funny.
Wow.
Oh my god.
At least we know
so funny.
we're connected.
We're connected.
This is
seriously.
crazy.
In fairness, they're all great pictures.
They are.
They really are. You can't.
But that's crazy. We just all sitting around picking the same shit. Okay, great. I love this for us. I think
like,
that's
what's
great.
going on?
I don't know. The problem is we're talking to each other while we're doing these activities, and I think it's resulting in a mass connection of satellites or something. Okay, so the next one.
That one's a good one.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's a good one.
So our next one is era.
Favorite
So
era?
I'll do this because we all talked about it in the book. It doesn't have to be a story. I'm just saying my favorite era is excuse me, the 2020 experience. That was just like a very formative time for me personally, and I felt it was like a more maturing time for him, while it was more a maturing time for me. And the music has just always stuck with me. It always sounds good. Some of the other stuff from other albums, maybe I need to be in a mood to hear it. That album, both albums, 1 and 2, I'm always in the mood to hear. So that is probably my favorite era. We also had the best visuals. We had plenty of appearances.
Mm-hmm.
We were very much fed. So that is definitely my favorite era.
I said the same thing. I thought the music videos were the best in that era. The concert was probably my favorite, and the fact that he was on SNL all the time, and he was just constantly on TV, like hosting the ESPYs and random stuff like that. I miss seeing him a lot more.
Now we gotta look for him in the daytime with a flashlight.
Yeah.
Kelsey, we're gonna have the same one, I think, because didn't we've talked about this before?
Yeah, we have.
No talk. We're making notes. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I think I am.
Go ahead.
Okay,
What
ready?
is it?
At 3. 1, 2, 3. Future Sex Left Out.
I knew it. I knew it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we all heard that in the group before.
Well, my favorite era is the current one, but from back then in the book, it's the Future Sex Love Sound era. So
Yeah, me too. I'm with Kels. Before this current era, Future Sex Love Sounds was my favorite because that's when I really started paying attention to Justin and his music. Because Sexy Back played everywhere, My Love played everywhere. Like it was just nonstop, and it was such a different sound from him, and it was just so infectious. Like Love Stones, like I could go on and on about how much I love that.
Yeah. He just brought it to the next level with that, and performing live. That was my favorite live era because he got really into the dancing, very into being playful on stage. He would bust out Dick in the Box here and there during performances. I really liked him on tour then as well.
Yeah.
I think I know Faze. Faze, what is
I think you know mine. I think everyone knows mine.
I think I do too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's Justified.
Yep.
Justified era. Yeah, that's when I first proper fancied him during that era. I really wanted to go to the tour, but my mum didn't take me to the tour. I don't know what her reasons were, but that was the first. Yeah, Justified is I have Justified as my baby. Yeah.
And that's the era he talks about in the book about, trying to improve himself and, trying to prove himself, i.e. Justified. Future Sex Love Sound was like more mature and like finding himself. I'm like that, okay, if that's what you want to call it. And then the 2020 Experience was more about developing music and an art. And I think you can really see that. I think you can see all those things he's talking about in each era for sure. So yeah, if we had to take it out, I'll just say this briefly, but if we had to, go beyond the book, I still would personally say that 2020 Experience would still be my favorite era. I've enjoyed everything I thought it was very, very much. But aesthetically, I still think that era was extremely special. And you never know, he may outdo himself on the next one. Hopefully, we don't have to wait till he's like 50 to find out.
Let's hope not.
If he's turning
I just want to
44,
remind him that he promised us we don't have to wait that long again.
Yes, you did
So when
promise.
Easy is listening to this, Justin, you promised us we would not have to wait 6 more years.
he acted like it was our fault. It
So,
really
like,
wasn't.
2
Like,
years.
man, we should do this. We should do this sooner. Like, sir, it was on you. I know COVID happened, but Beyonce popped out first. You could have stepped it up. All right, so the next is going to be our favorite musical moment. My favorite musical moment was not mentioned in the book, which is kind of weird, but it was definitely his first solo performance. On MTV, I think it was, of Like I Love You. It's just because I was really young and it was just so exciting. And I remember thinking, what is it going to look like of Justin by himself? And it was great. And I remember that was like all anyone could talk about. It was like, it was really cool. He was doing his thing. I think people at the time were really excited. So that's still to this day like my favorite musical moment, even though
old school boombox. That was awesome.
And no one heard the song before.
Right.
He premiered it.
That's what was so
no one
exciting.
does that often anymore.
Mine
wasn't
in the book either, so.
Mine was the VMA Video Vanguard Award performance, which there was just a picture, I believe, in the book. I feel like he needs to do another one that's kind of like that, and just with his newer songs in it. It would be like 50 minutes still. I think
all the newer songs, ma'am.
And also, MTV needs to step up their game with putting stuff on YouTube.
Oh my gosh!
There's 3 parts to that was randomly uploaded by someone, and it was shit quality. Like, when I watched anything in HD, it was really bad. I was like, I want to see his face. I can't see his face.
That is
related. Bad. Yeah,
that is bad. Kelsey, what do you got?
If we're talking about the book, I loved when he performed with Al Green. I loved when he performed with Beyonce. I love the Future Sex Love Sounds from Madison Square Garden. That's my favorite.
So she just said the whole concert, y'all.
I got a whole concert.
Fine, that's a musical moment. I think, I also love the one, I think that was with the ET with Charlie Wilson. That was so great. I remember that played so many times in my house. That was good. That is a classic. And I love the songs he did with Charlie Wilson. I also have a special place in my heart where he did Dick in a Box at Madison Square Garden, just because he laughs and it's hilarious and the whole thing is ridiculous. So those are great too. Kels, what do you have?
My favorite one wasn't in the book, so I switched it to the Madison Square Garden performance and went with the Dick in the Box one. But honestly, my favorite performance that he did was when he performed Cry Me a River and he threw fucking in for the first time.
Yes. Oh my god.
Because he was like so passionate about it. It was like Cry Me a fucking river. And like it caught on. Everybody loved it. And from that moment on, Cry Me a River was never regular Cry Me a River. You had to have like a fuck in there. So that was my favorite. That.
He doesn't do it anymore, though,
Oh,
right?
gosh.
Well,
He
I
did
think
it
of the
the
last time I
first
heard
show
him.
of
In
the tour
November.
he did.
Okay,
That
Yeah,
was it.
gotcha.
he did it on like the one night onlys. I think this past
Yeah,
year
he
he
did.
did Crimea River
Well,
because
yeah, I remember in Vegas because that caused quite the stir. Faye, what's your favorite musical moment?
It would have to be is it the Country Music Awards when he sang with Chris Stapleton?
Oh,
I think
yeah.
When he
so.
sang "Drink You Away," that is like one of
yeah,
the
that's
best
the one.
performances
So good.
ever.
Yeah,
That
a lot of
is
people love that one.
electrifying. That is just that is top tier. That is
That's another performance that needs to be on YouTube. It's
Yes.
like random people.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's not.
yeah.
They really need to get on it.
They really
All
do.
right, so we're dwindling down here, so we'll go through this quickly. I had something in my notes. I didn't even put it here. Oh, yeah, there it is. Okay, so I was like, oh no, I forgot to do the movie, and I did do it. So, rapid fire. What is your favorite JT movie and SNL moment? I'll go first. So, Palmer, it's just great because you don't really the whole time you're not really thinking of Justin. I don't even really like that guy till the end of the movie. My favorite SNL moment is between Dick in a Box, which he talks about in the book a lot, and I mean, at the time he made the book, he hadn't done Palmer, but I'm still gonna go with that movie. And the other one is when Amy Poehler is a little leprechaun and jumps on him because it's just very relatable. And she was a real one,
Yeah.
and it was
She's
his
a
first
real one.
appearance, and yeah, it's just great. All right, Kels, what's your favorite movie?
So Palmer is the favorite movie for sure, and my favorite SNL skit that I'm going to go with, just because I've talked about the other ones before, I'm going to go with the Single Ladies one, because I think it's hilarious that they went with the leotard and the high heels, and they're actually dancing in them, and like all of the leg that is showing on top of that. It was just hilarious all around, and he did it with Beyonce. She went along with it. Like, how great is that?
Yeah, Jenny, what you got?
I have In Time because I just wanted something different because I knew you guys would pick Palmer. Just because I think it just becomes more relevant every day, that movie.
Very true.
It really is.
And then my favorite SNL moment, I didn't go with a sketch, I went with a performance. I did the latest time he was on with Sanctified.
Oh,
it was so good.
Yeah.
A good one.
Yeah.
Hey, what's your favorite movie and moment?
Palmer, not just because of the scenes, but just because his acting. That's his best acting.
Yeah.
Palmer.
Those are total.
And then it will have to be when he does Classic Peg. I find it so funny. I find it so funny. I keep watching it. I find it so funny.
That is so funny. Kelsey, what's your favorite movie in SNL?
Favorite movies, Palmer. Because his acting is really brilliant.
Because his acting is really good.
Acting.
Flavors.
His acting.
That was the one when acting was the best
like this
thing.
movie.
And no, it really was the best, though.
Yeah.
His physical acting was amazing.
Yeah.
We just gotta stop putting the nefarious flavors on it. Because right. Anyway.
My favorite SNL moment is when he talks about all the Ville sketches. I love those. That was like the first time I saw him on SNL was when he did Omeletville. I thought that was just so funny. And then Classic Peg is my favorite too.
Yeah, Classic Peg is definitely one of my favorites. All right. All right, so we did it. We went through all of our favorites. If you have not read the book, it is a really good book, you guys. There's a lot of books out there that are filled with a lot of junk and just headlines to get people to buy their books. Here it is. Jenny has her copy.
Yeah.
I have it over here. So definitely buy it on Amazon. It has a lot of great reviews, and it's a big topic of conversation right now because they're selling it for full price. So anytime they're selling a book like that at full price, And even if you're not a reader, I've had people say, I don't like to read, whatever. There's
lots of pictures.
There's some beautiful
There's lots of pictures.
It's a very nice tabletop book. My family won't allow it. So I can keep it on my bookshelf. But it makes for a very nice tabletop book. Real quick, Kels, you had a couple of birthdays. What are those?
Yes. So I have 2 birthdays. One was Devin, who was on January 14th. And then we also have the very lovely Kathy, who goes by Minnie in Sinker. Hers is January 30th. So I just want to give those lovely ladies a very happy birthday shout out.
I know both of those lovely ladies, so very happy birthday to them. And finally, so this should air on January 31st, knock on wood, but our birthday messages to Justin. Mine is just happy birthday. I've spent so much money on you in the past year.
That's your present. That's his present, right?
That's my present to you, and I've never regretted a single cent. I see you right before your birthday. I see you right after your birthday. I just hope you have like a day or two somewhere in there. I don't know, of rest, because I don't know when.
I think he does. It's like
okay. It's like 2 days.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I hope you have a great birthday.
Yeah, so very happy birthday, Justin. I hope you have an amazing day. We obviously all love you. I've been a Ride or Die JT fan for 31 years. The book was amazing. This is my 2nd time reading through it. I just love how close you are with your friends and your family. Then you just put everything out there. So I hope you get a chance to spend your birthday with your loved ones and that it's the best day ever. And love you.
Kelsey?
Justin, happy birthday. Love you so much. You are an incredible human being, and I hope you have a great day and spend it with your friends and your family and the people that you love.
Denny?
I just want to say happy birthday and get some time off and enjoy your family and sleep. And maybe work on some music too.
And
don't work. Please work on the music. All on your birthday, sir. Say.
I just want to wish you a happy birthday, Justin. I hope you have an amazing day. I'll see you, I think, 2 or 3 times this year. It's been amazing seeing you last year, and I love you.
All right. Happy birthday, Justin. Happy birthday to all our January babies. I will be in Colorado on the week of the 26th. We'll be on the 28th. We should be back with you for one more episode before Valentine's Day show, which 3 of us will actually be attending. So that will be exciting. But thank you guys always for watching. If you want to know if you've read the book, what are some of your favorite photos or stories or things that surprised you, so leave those in the comments. And we're going to try to start reading comments in the next couple of shows. We'll try to hear what you guys have.
Yeah.
If you're listening in, make sure you follow us on IG, maybe TikTok, who knows. And
Bye, guys.
Bye.